Hey guys, welcome to Puer's Pythons. Today's video, we're going to be talking about breeding ball pythons. We're going to talk about just a couple of the tips, tricks that I have from my breeding, what works for me. We're going to be saying some things to do, some things not to do. Hopefully this is a very informative video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe also to my channel, and share this video with others. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about in this video is we're going to talk about size. Different size ball pythons. How big does my male have to be? How big does my female have to be? And we're going to cover that right now. Females, typically I want to be at 1,500 grams before I start breeding them. I really like to have them a little bit on the heavier side, mostly over 1,500, but at 1,500 is usually when I start breeding them if they're mature and old enough. That's another thing. You want your snakes to be matured. If you get a 1,500 gram female and she's a monster eater and she's ready in about 9 months, she's probably not going to breed for you that year. Make sure they're mature. Make sure they're ready to breed. I like to breed my females at 1.5 years. My males about 1 year, 8 months, then they'll start breeding. So I'm going to show you some examples of some females that are around 1,500 grams that I would start breeding them at. So yeah, let's talk more about this. This female right here, this is my Pastavi Champagne, and it sucks that she's in shed right now because you cannot see her colors. But this is a female that I would consider starting to breed after, maybe get a few meals just to thicken her up. But she is around 1,600 to 1,500 grams. A little bit on the thin side. I would like to probably get some more meat on her before, because think about it. Females that are breeding are going to go off of food most of the time. Sometimes they'll continue eating during the breeding season if they're good eaters, but sometimes they will go off of food. Most of the time they will. So they need those calories and those fat reserves, not only for when they go off of food, but also for when they start developing their eggs. That's a lot of energy they're putting in to develop those eggs and eventually lay them. So you want your females around 1,500 grams, which is about this size. Typically I like them around 2,000 grams is when I find they're the best breeders, 2,000 and above. But I do start breeding my female at 1,500. Not saying this female is not my breeding project for this year, maybe in a couple months. And we'll talk about breeding seasons here in a little bit. But I feel like I just want her to have just a little bit more weight on her before I start introducing a male to her. Now males are a different story. Males can breed much smaller than females. Typically around 500 grams is when I start introducing my males to my females. I've heard a lot of people that you could go smaller, but think about it again. Males are spending a lot of energy. They're expelling a lot of energy breeding to these females. So you want them to also have fat reserves, some food, some energy inside of them, some calories, because sometimes they will go off of food. Take, for example, my Enchi Clown male right here, who's been breeding to several of my females. Here he is. This is my Enchi Clown male. He's been off food for probably about 3 weeks now, a month. He's been refusing to eat, but he's still holding his body weight pretty good, and all he wants to breed, so I'm gonna let him breed. Now, there are some males that will breed themselves to death, so you just got to make sure they're not losing their body weight. Make sure they look healthy. He has good tongue response, flicking his tongue. He's active, he's curious. So I am okay with breeding this male. He's 100% fine to breed. But some males, and I've seen in my early days of breeding, that they will get so skinny and lethargic from breeding, and they will not eat, and they will breed themselves to death. And I made that mistake in the beginning. So yeah, so if you guys are beginning to breed, do not overwork your male. Usually I'll breed a male to a female. Once they're in there for about 2 days, depending if they're locked or not, I'll take them out and I'll give them about a week break and make sure to give him maybe a meal or two inside of him before I breed him again. Now he's been probably on a 3-week break. Gave him a nice long break, so he's going in actually with my pinstripe female. Hopefully this is their last lock before she ovulates, and we'll talk about that process, the ovulation process, egg laying, how to take care of your eggs in a different video. But right now we're just focusing on the breeding season, the sizes, temperatures, stuff like that. So yeah, so the next thing we're going to talk about is temperatures and breeding seasons. They kind of go hand in hand together. So that's the next thing we're going to be talking about. So in order to have a successful breeding season, you want to drop probably the temperatures a little bit in your snake room. Typically breeders do this during the breeding season, which typically starts in October. Breeders will start dropping their temperatures, and they'll start introducing males to females probably a month after they start dropping their temperatures. Typically, I like to drop my temperatures from a 90-degree hotspot to about an 85-degree hotspot, and the ambient temperature being around 72 degrees. Typically, that's where I like to start. I've done both. You'll hear you could breed year-round. You'll hear that, no, don't breed year-round, breed only seasonal. I personally breed year-round. I've done the seasonal breeding starting in October. Your breeding season goes from October and you get eggs in the spring. And I've also done year-round. Honestly, I'm from here in Florida. Temperatures kind of stay consistent, so I can mess with these temperatures a little bit, and I'll have my breeding season year-round. No problem. My females are healthy, my males are healthy, my babies come out good, so I'm okay with doing that. If you don't feel comfortable with that and you like the breeding season, that's up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I'm just telling you the way that works for me. So typically, like I said, I just come here. I've been having these temperatures dropped already for a couple months now. See how the hotspot's at 85, and I'll leave it like that. And this way it starts having these females, their follicles are starting to develop. You'll see the females start moving towards the front of their cage, which means that they're trying to get cooler. Follicles are developing, they're in that breeding season, they're in that breeding mode. Once you see that, you got to throw a male in there. They'll probably be locked soon. That's very normal breeding behavior for the females. So yeah, you see a couple of those things. Female inside her water bowl, wrapping her bowl in the front of the cage. Good breeding sizes, and their follicles are going to continue to grow. And I'll in another video show you guys how you could palpate actually your females and feel those follicles growing if you don't have an ultrasound. But yeah, that's just a little breeding tips I have for you guys in this video. Hope it was informative. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you make sure you hit that subscribe button down there, and make sure you guys share this video with others. Like I said, if we could reach 500 subscribers on this YouTube channel, I'm sorry, 250 subscribers on this YouTube channel, I will do a giveaway. Yes, I'll do a giveaway. Maybe a snake, maybe some merch that I'm making, who knows. But we will be doing a giveaway. So yeah, make sure you guys share this with as many people as possible. Also follow my Instagram at Pueras_pythons. Again, it's Pueras_pythons. So yeah, make sure you guys follow my Instagram. You'll see all these beautiful snakes on there. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.